On today's episode, we're going to be talking about, are the cars of Miami, the expensive ones, are they overrated? What's your opinion? Now, I've never driven a luxurious car other than maybe renting one when I'm on vacation. That's the only time I ever actually splurge when it comes to a vehicle. I drive a Honda Civic, and I do it with pride, okay? I only check things like, is the AC working? Does it have Bluetooth? And does it move? Because if you have those three, you're 99% winning when it comes to getting a vehicle. That's just my opinion. So if you ever go out and you buy yourself a luxurious car, you're not really doing much of a difference when I've got my Honda Civic doing the exact same thing that your Lexus is doing. I truly believe the best vehicles ever made in the history of humanity is a Honda. Never broke down. The only time a Honda would break down on you is what did you do to it? I feel like if I were to own a Tesla, I would be so worried about the battery giving out on me in the middle of nowhere. Have you been in the middle of nowhere? I'm not going to wait for the next battery stop or whatever it is you guys do to charge it. I've seen cars parked outside of a home with a little tube inside of it. I don't know how that works. All of a sudden, you guys are Doc Brown from Back to the Future that you know how to, like, work with electricity, with gigawatts and stuff like that. I'm not ready for that yet. And I don't want to be a douche either, where I'm driving around in an electric car and I'm like 5% of the entire population. Now they're erecting all these stops and malls and garage parking lots with these little stations, and you guys get VIP parking because you bought a Tesla. Ah, you douches. You know what? That's an awful feeling when you're driving around a Honda Civic, all the parking spots are taken, and there's 5 open spots for those that have Teslas. That is vehicular discrimination. What do you mean there's no park? What do you mean I can't park there? Oh, those are for Teslas. I got to buy a Tesla to park there. You got handicap, you got maternity parking, and then you got Tesla parking. You guys are a bunch of douches, man. That's the only thing I see that's beneficial about owning a Tesla. You guys get special parking to charge your cars while you go shopping at a Nautica store. Ferraris is probably the worst investment. I think it's a scam. I think Ferraris are a very Miami car because of how they scam insurance companies when they catch fire. It makes total sense. It's almost like if you rent a Ferrari, for example, from these luxury rental companies, and it catches on fire while you're driving it around for the next weekend or so that you have it, they keep the money. You're free and clear. It's a Miami scam. I'm telling you, Ferraris catching on fire is a very Miami thing because of the insurance scam that's involved. When you look up Ferraris catching on fire on YouTube, there's multiple videos of this happening. And people are still buying this thing.
A Ferrari on fire causing delays at Miami International Airport today. Miami-Dade Fire says this exotic car was fully engulfed in flames when they arrived at MIA. No one was hurt, thankfully, but the scene did cause a backup at the airport for Thanksgiving Day travelers.
Very Miami thing. If Tesla wants to bring their vehicles to the next level, you got to get yourself an amphibious car, because once Miami goes underwater, do you know the kind of flexing you could be doing when you pull up to one of the, to the nightclubs underwater like Atlantis with one of these things? Look at this.
The Scuba is the only real diving car in the world.
They almost look like, the way they went into the water, by the way, it almost looked like they were committing suicide. I love you, honey. I love you too, baby. Let's get into this water together. And then you go in and they're wearing scuba gear. But look how cool that is. I would actually roll around in Brickell with this thing if it was flooded. On purpose. People taking photos, shouting you out on Instagram. Yo, check out Manny on his brand new scuba car. What do you do when you're in Miami and your Tesla breaks down? Does your mechanic got to know how to code? Does he know Python? C++? Oh, this car runs on JavaScript. I don't understand how this works. Try to explain to your Cuban mechanic that you have an NFT that opens the car door.